Welcome back to the Trevor News Show, and you're still with us in our signature segment, See the Stories. Oh,
Wait.
excuse me? Yeah? What are you doing?
I'm trying to decide, is this color, does this suit me? And what to wear on my bottom? It's like I always
are you shopping?
I'm gonna have an event, and it's like I'm always thinking whether this color suits my personality or not. Does it suit the event or not? Does it accentuate my skin tone or not? Yeah, it's always something that takes time to figure out.
Yeah, it certainly is really interesting. I mean, when you think about it, we all have our favorite items, and the question is just, are these favorite items and our favorite colors suitable with our personalities? So choosing color is something very, very important. And for some occasions and personality, we gotta have the right personality for the right occasion. Not necessarily always about our personality, unless it's our daily wear, right? So we're now connected to Gulinka Shadinouwa, a personal stylist from Australia. We have Gulinka.
Hi, Gulinka.
Hi, Gulinka.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Well, we're really excited about this because, as you know, it has been a recent trend to get the right colors that accentuate not only just your, your complexion, but also your personality. So before all that, though, we would love to ask you what inspired you to become a personal stylist, and how do you help your clients express their personal style?
Well, what inspired me was actually my own style journey. So before I went into the world of personal style, I was actually in finance, and I traveled a lot for work, and I lived out of a suitcase for literally 12 months. And that meant that my entire wardrobe was a sea full of gray, black, and white. And when I came back to Melbourne, I felt like I was in a style rut. And that's when I decided to study personal styling and explore this for myself. And that's when I fell in love, because I fell in love with the transformation. And it was just an amazing feeling being able to express myself through my personal style. And I help my clients really find their personal style through firstly understanding your lifestyle, because your lifestyle is so important. You need to know your day-to-day activities, how you spend your weekends, your evenings, because you want a wardrobe that serves you. And finally, it's all about understanding your 3 style words. So we always work through what are those words that really express your personal style. So it could be something like, being modern, or being a feminine personal style, or even bohemian, for example, and really working that into your day-to-day to understand what your personal style is expressed through words.
Wow, we never really thought that far, when choosing a color for what to wear. But I mean, how do you determine which color suits someone best? Do you have like a universal rule or any guideline to follow when you choose a perfect color for someone?
It's actually quite easy, and you can do this at home. So what I would suggest is stand in front of a mirror in natural light, make sure that your skin is clear of any makeup, and hold that fabric against your face and see if it makes your skin pop, makes your skin bright, and really brightens up your complexion. If you find that it makes you feel dull and brings out the wrinkles or the dark circles under your eyes, it's definitely not a color for you. So understanding, first of all, what color palette suits you is really important, and it's just easier standing in front of a mirror and checking out whether the color pops or not.
Oh, and Gulinka, I'm really curious, what role does a personal preference play when it comes to choosing colors? Should individuals always stick to what suits them best, or is there from a room for experiment?
It's actually very interesting when it comes to color, because personal preference does actually play a big part. So when you think about a color that you don't like, it's often an association that you've made with it mentally. So either you've experienced a negative connotation with that color. For example, it kind of could be your school uniform, for example.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So it could be that association that you've made with that color. So I always recommend that you understand why you don't like that color and make sure that you push yourself out of your comfort zone and try that color and see if it suits you, because you might find that even though you don't like the color, it might be a color that suits your skin tone and you might fall in love with that color again.
Out of personal experience, I never thought I could wear sage until I started working here, because I never actually thought that pastels was ever an option for me. But I was surprised, like very pleasantly surprised. So how can, we're speaking about colors in particular. It's not only just about personality or personal preferences, but colors often also have symbolic meanings, right? And can evoke specific emotions. Could you share some insight on the psychological impact of different colors? And especially, perhaps not necessarily our personal preference, but if we were, for instance, to go to a certain event that would require a certain color enhancement, that would extend a little bit of definition on your personality, or perhaps the right color or the right persona for that event. Could you explain to us more about that?
Yes. Definitely, colors have a lot of meaning, and they have a psychological and physiological impact as well. And when you think about color, it all comes back to how we process color, because we process color through wavelengths and frequencies and how we interpret them in our brain. So the color navy, for example, which is the video that you showed, it has a meaning around trust, stability, authority, and integrity. So you'll find that the color navy is worn quite a lot during election times, because politicians want to convey that message. So it's almost like you're speaking through your clothes without having to say anything. So color can be a fantastic tool if you want to convey a message. And even with interviews, I always suggest wear blue, because that conveys that you're calm, you're trustworthy, and it's the way that you express yourself through colors without having to say anything, just like body language as well.
It's kind of neutral color, so people do not really judge. If, for example, if you wear red, you are very impulsive and all that thing. So people might think, people might think differently, right? But I mean, how can we choose a color so that we can actually use it strategically to create a desired impression that we want, or influence the way others perceive us, for example? Or like when you see state officials or public figure, like our president, he always wears like a white shirt. So how do we use color strategically in order to have these kind of impression that we want?
I think it's good to do some research around what different colors mean, because all colors will have different meanings. And if you take, for example, the color red, and the color red in nature means danger, and in Australia we've got the redback spider. So if you are bitten by the redback spider, you know that you have to go to hospital straight away. And red also is used for stop signs, warning signs. It is quite a bold color, and if you think about being trapped in a red room, it will have impacts like increasing your heart rate, making you feel stressed, even your blood pressure will go up. So it's important to really understand what the meanings of color mean. And if you are going and you're in a situation where you want to convey a message, then you can do that through your clothing. So understanding those meanings and doing your research is very important when you're wearing color, because you're evoking a feeling whilst you're wearing it.
Oh, that's interesting. And by the way, Gulinka, do you believe that certain colors are more suitable for a specific occasion or events? Could you give us some examples? Maybe when we go to wedding, it's better using maybe white. It's commonly
same as the bride.
Yeah,
I don't know about
Interview.
Oh, interview.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I think with color, it depends on what message you want to convey. So for more formal occasions, you would wear more darker colors, maybe your blacks, for more formal evening wear. However, if you do want to make a statement, then it's perfect to wear a color that is bright and bold because you're commanding attention, you're sending a message. So it just depends on what sort of message that you want to convey through color. And I definitely think when it comes to, again, what we talked about before, like interviews, blue is a perfect color. And it's also interesting with dating, they found that red and black in research has been shown to increase attractiveness during first dates.
Listen, if you're looking for a date, then black and white is the right colors for you.
Red, black and red and white.
And
Red.
yeah,
Black and red.
Red. Ooh, like
black
that.
and red.
So, one more question before we go off to a short break with you. So recent years, there's been a rise in the topic sustainable fashion, right? How can color choices contribute to more sustainable and ethical approach to personal style? Because there are certain colors that just screams nature. And you know, like natural dyes, and it just looks so natural. But there are also certain colors that are a lot bolder. How do you balance that? What do you think?
I think when it comes to a sustainable wardrobe, it's all about understanding the color palette that you love. So once you understand that color palette, it's creating a wardrobe around that. And I think when it comes to sustainability, it's important to understand these sustainability practices of where we're buying from. Buying pre-loved and vintage is also a fantastic way because the textiles industry is actually one of the largest polluters, and it contributes to about 20% of the global water pollution. So it's really important that we're aware of the sustainability practices of where we're buying from. Also think about with your wardrobe, having more of a classic core wardrobe. So if you have a basics wardrobe where it's made up of your classic colors such as black, beige, your grays, it means that you can mix and match the colors in between those core colors and create a more functional wardrobe.
I'm gonna have all those colors behind you just for our basic, colors. So, okay.